Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Barcelona at SmartCon 2023 by Chainlink. Joining me to kick off day two coverage, we have Bodkin. He's the co-founder and CEO of ChainML to discuss AI framework for control and oversight. Rod has over 15 years of AI experience, formerly working in Google's cloud CTO office. Rod, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Well, it's great to be here, Jill. Thank you.
You got it. What are the key problems ChainML and Council are hoping to solve?
Yeah, so Council is really focusing on making it possible to integrate generative AI into software products, right? We think it's incredibly important that you can build more powerful, reliable experiences with AI. We think with Council, by having collaborating agents come together to solve problems, you make it so that you can do more advanced capabilities like analytic insights in a product, where you can have confidence in the output. So one, make agents that break down a problem and do automation to solve it more reliably. And then two, give users the information they need to assess and understand. Because as we know, today's AI is not infallible. It makes mistakes, and it's really important to give users the control so that they can understand and make sure that it's producing useful output.
What are the most interesting and innovative use cases for how Council is being used or could be used?
Yeah, so we're working with customers like Space and Time to do things like they have a chatbot called Houston that's powered by Council agents. So it does things like make it easy to do queries, to look at historical data, visualize it, even do forecasting that people doing trading and decentralized finance find really useful. We're working with companies like Trueflation that have inflation data to let people break down and understand that data, even create synthetic indexes that can be really useful for them in building products. And then, we're also working with organizations that are doing risk analytics, right? So make it possible to break down and understand those risk analytics and help DAOs, take action with more confidence based on what's going on, right? So we think all of those are good examples of self-service analytics, right? That so often products have fantastic information and the users have real value to get from that to make better decisions, but it's often trapped where it's got a technical interface. Most users are not data scientists. They don't want to go into a notebook and sort of rip through data. So enabling more people to get answers and value out of the data in their system is a huge opportunity.
How can or how will ChainML and Council impact the future of work?
Yeah, so we think that we're really going through an exciting time where the way knowledge work is done is transformed, right? I think everyone saw with ChatGPT, hey, wow, there's this capability to start to use these generative AI tools. But what we see is that companies are going from general purpose tools that, take a lot of spoon feeding, a lot of like, oh, let me get this document and put it in here, and let me go figure out how I can keep prompting this thing, to more reliable workflows that can give better productivity for knowledge workers in general, right? So we think that we're going to see a shift so that knowledge workers are more focusing on managing teams of agents and overseeing how they behave rather than doing a lot of the individual work, right? So it's going to remove a lot of drudgery, but at the same time, it's going to be really a big upheaval, right? There's going to be a big need for reskilling and rethinking how workforces work, because this wave is going to break incredibly quickly, right? Over the next 5 years, we think a lot of knowledge work will be remade. And we haven't seen that broad a change in the workforce move that quickly. Past waves took generations to play out, so it's going to be quite disruptive.
Let's talk about generative AI and open source. They seem to be the big buzzwords in the industry right now. What do you think is going to be the biggest trend in AI in the coming years as we see even greater adoption?
Yeah, I think that you're going to see, more than ever, the AI will continue to accelerate, right? We're going to continue to see adoption of really sophisticated agents through the economy. And, I think that we're going to see more and more of an emphasis on how do we get teams of agents working together and rethink business processes, so that so often what we've done is the way that companies work has been really optimized for this is what people are good at, this is what takes time. Suddenly you can really rethink and say, hey, let's have a really customized process for our company. Let's remake the way we do things, that you can be way more agile and dynamic with AI infrastructure, and you can really rethink the way your business operates. And we think that companies that are on the leading edge of this and jump on and start adopting AI early are going to be the winners, and that laggards are going to really find themselves in trouble, right? So it's going to remake industries, right?
I mean, we've been through this before, right? In the 90s with the internet, look at how that revolutionized, and not just business, but our lives. I feel like this is the next iteration of it. I mean, it was only 20 years ago for the most part.
That's right. You know, companies are still struggling with digitization, but this is it on steroids in a faster way than ever before.
All right, appreciate the insight, Rod. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. And thanks for joining me from Barcelona. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.